Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead and time for supper. So I'm going to adapt this recipe to what I have and what I need to do to it. So it'll work. Alright, so the first thing I need to do is dice up an onion. Now I have onions that are frozen too, but they're bigger chunks than what I want to do for this. So we're going to dice these up. This is going to be what I consider a struggle meal too, because there's going to be plenty of leftovers. And if you need there to be more, you can always add more broth or water to make it more of a soup that'll last quite a while. All I had is I got some onions from Sam's, and all they are is great big huge ones, so I have another half onion that I can put in the refrigerator for a different time. Alright, so before I put that in there, we're going to put some olive oil in the bottom. And let's start that up. So we're going to put the onion in there. It's got onion all over my stove. And then it says 1 red pepper, which I don't have, well I do, but I'm not digging for them. So I'm going to use my yellow pepper that is from my garden that I freeze up, and I'll put that back in the freezer as well. If it wouldn't have been for the pepper, I would have just used the mirepoix that I canned, because I think that would have been just fine. I forgot to ask Tom to bring me up some carrots. So I have some baby carrots in the fridge, and I'm just going to dice those up. So that's what we're going to use for this, is just the diced baby carrots. And you know what, you guys, you can make it whatever you want to. If you don't have any carrots, or if all you've got is canned carrots, use it. Nobody said you have to go according to that recipe. Nobody says you can't make it your own. I'm going to do a few more here. I might as well start cooking. Because you can pick up baby carrots usually for around $1 or so. So, you know, that's not a bad thing either. You can always look into the cheaper vegetables and fruits if you want some that are fresh. And that would be like carrots, your apples, you know, things like that. Those are usually, they run cheaper. Or you can just get canned. No biggie. And then I still have some carrots left. Let's put that over there. And that over there. Now, it says to use fresh chicken breast. But you know what? Chicken breasts right now are really expensive. So, you can use canned chicken. Mine, I'm going to use my home canned, but you could also use the chicken that you get at the store. It runs like $1.38 a can, I think. And you know, we can these up in bigger chunks, which would be like what the recipe asks for. But I want there to be more chicken scattered through the entire soup than to rather just, you know, a chunk here or there, whatever it happens to be. And if you want to save the juice, you can. I didn't, but you can. Let's give that a little bit of a stir. and maybe actually get it over the burner. That'd be a good idea. But I'm going to break mine up into the smaller pieces. That's why I say the canned chicken would work great for this, because if you don't want the big chunks like I don't, it works just fine. Except for I can tell you one thing. My canned chicken tastes far better than the canned chicken you buy at the store. I can tell you that much right now. I mean, not that it's bad. It's not. But I think that mine tastes much better. Now, it says to add some spices to this because it's raw and you're going to cook it. So, I'm going to add it, but my chicken's not raw. So it asks for a teaspoon of paprika. And a teaspoon of garlic powder. And a teaspoon of oregano. Sorry, guys. I was actually going to can today, but I just didn't feel like it. And before I forget, we're going to put a heaping tablespoon of garlic in with this now. I just wanted to start having it cook down a little bit. And then we need salt and pepper. Now I'm going to use my home canned chicken broth. I don't add any salt to it. Doesn't mean there isn't some salt to it. But if you're going to use canned, unless it's low sodium, I wouldn't add much salt to it. I don't freak too much out about salt because, like, even when they took my blood test, a lot of other numbers are off, but my sodium is actually very low. So, I'm not sure how that happens. Now, I want to cook those down just a little bit, and then I'll be right back. Alright, Tom's truck's acting up. I tell you, if ain't one thing, it's another. They're stuck in traffic because of an accident or something. So now it calls for a cup of barbecue sauce. But I'm just going to use what I got left in here. It might be a little bit more than a cup, because I've had it in the refrigerator for a little over a week, so might as well use it up. And we're going to put that in the bowl, in the pan, with the chicken and the spices. Just like so. Let's get that mixed together. So he's going to be behind today because they're not moving at all. It's not so bad when he doesn't have to work the next day, because then he's not way behind. You know what I mean? Alrighty. So let me show you what that looks like so far. That look good? Alright, so now we're going to put in a can of corn. Oops. I don't have any more home canned corn. I'm out. And a can of beans. Tom said we still have beans downstairs, but he said you need to start using up those cans. So that's what I'm doing. So we're going to put those in there. We're going to get that stirred in as well. Oh, this smells so good, you guys. Then I'm going to use some of my home canned chicken broth, because it asks for 4 cups. And we're going to stir that in. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh. And of course, before you serve it, you know, you want to taste it and you want to make sure it doesn't need any salt or pepper or something else in it. Let me see if I can get any more barbecue sauce out of there. I'd say that's done. Alrighty. I know I was thinking the other day, I don't know if I said anything about it, but you know, when you use your canned goods that you can yourself, it really does help on recycling because you don't have to put anything in your recycling bin. I think I've said something about that, but anyways. So our recycling, since I've been using more of my canned goods, has been a lot less full. So we actually have to remember which week to put it out because it's not as full as it usually is. So now we're going to bring this up to a boil. Look at that. We're going to bring it up to a boil. And then we're going to let it simmer for 10 minutes. So I'm going to get that up to a boil, let it simmer for 10 minutes, and we're going to come back and try it, see if we need to add anything to it. It's done, but I'm going to put it back on the stove. Oh, I never turn the stove off. On low. Tom finally made it to the park and ride, so that means he'll be home in 20 minutes or less. If the check engine light comes back on, he's going to stop somewhere and have it put on a thing to see if something's wrong. Cross your fingers, nothing's wrong. Alright, so here it is after simmering. Let's take a taste. Oh my gosh. That is one of the best soups I've ever tasted. I mean, it's really that good. Oh my. That's a must try. And, you know, if you have to go without the chicken or without the barbecue sauce, whatever you have to do to make it so that you can do your own, you can do it. Struggle meals are all about what you have so that you don't have to go to the store. So that you don't have to spend money that you can't afford. You know, if you have to adjust it to things, then that's what you do. You know, if you want to add cheese, add cheese. If you don't want to, don't. If you want to use crackers, do. You know, use what you have on your shelf. Every time that you don't have to go to the grocery store is a winner. And I'm just saying that from experience in having a pantry. For those of you that are not losing stamps or aren't on stamps or whatever, during this time, if anything, we should be learning that we should have at least a week, 2 weeks, a month supply of food so that we don't worry about when things like this happen. So when Tom gets here, we're going to have him taste test it. He's calling in again. And see what he thinks. But hopefully these struggle meal ideas are helping, and actually people are already posting recipes below my videos. So give them a look, see what you think. Maybe you can find something there too. Well, hi Tom.
Hello.
Hopefully those few parts will fix the truck, huh?
Yeah.
It's time to trade it in though. It's got a lot of miles on it.
208,000.
Yep. Alrighty, take a taste.
Look pretty good.
It's barbecue chicken barbecue chicken soup. Got a lot of good flavor to it, don't it?
Yeah, it does.
Alright, we're going to let him eat. You guys have a blessed night. Be a blessing. And goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye, Tom.
You guys have a great night.